So we've talked about the Mag 7 on our show many times, and I don't want to really have this or discuss this topic for too long, but here you have the Mag 7. And obviously, most of them, if not all, you can even say Tesla is a tech stock, depending on how you look at it, with all the different companies that fall under Elon Musk. It is a bit of a diversified company, not just automobiles, but most of the names there are in the tech space. And there's been a lot of talk recently about Magnificent Seven or big cap tech stocks are kind of falling off, softening up, not really carrying this market as much as it has over the last few years. Well, I never really believed that. I still don't believe it. And now we have the data to actually show you that this is not the case. Our first chart, we can show Magnificent Seven outperformance. There you have it. These are earnings growth year over year for the Mag 7 versus the other 493 companies on the S&P 500. 27.7% earnings growth for the Mag 7 as a group versus the other 493 companies. 9.4% growth. Almost 3 times as much growth we're seeing in earnings from the Mag 7 as we're seeing from all the other companies, all the other 493 companies. Look how much this has jumped from March, just March, from March to today. March was significantly lower. We're seeing today, almost the end of Q2, how much the Mag 7 are dominating. And as I tell people all the time, I don't think you want to own all the Mag 7 names. I think you want to be, pick your names that you want to get into. Try and pick the winners, because even within the Mag 7, we have winners and we have names that haven't done as well. Some of the names that haven't done as well, Apple, for instance, that stock has been struggling with artificial intelligence and incorporating AI into their products. Tesla, with all that's going on between Elon Musk and President Trump, we've seen that stock go significantly lower and then bounce and then come lower and then bounce back. So there are a number of names that one might think, or investors might think, are more fully valued or overvalued, perhaps. Maybe Apple. I've heard a lot of people to say that Apple has been overvalued for quite some time now, because their growth rates are at best mid to high single digits, and their stock trades at a multiple of 30 times. So significantly overvalued. But you really want to take a look at some of these names, and I have charts on just a few here. First one is Meta. You can see how well Meta has performed. A lot of that growth has come from Meta. Meta has been, if not the best Mag 7 name, could be the best tech name out there in the last little while. A fantastic chart. Amazon, in my opinion, Amazon, Microsoft, these are the two businesses, companies, I think are the best companies in the world today. So diversified in so many areas, whether it's cloud, whether it's artificial intelligence, whether it's groceries, pharma, or just being an online retailer in general. You can buy anything from Amazon now. And I think it was just my wife this morning said she ordered something from Amazon late yesterday, and it was at our doorstep this morning. So a great company, and a name that definitely investors, I think, need to take a look at. NVIDIA, another name that I believe we've talked obviously on this show many times about, but a name that a lot of people left alone for a while. You can see how it performed in April, and at the end of April, stock was down significantly because of trade war, China-US, this idea that perhaps you didn't need to spend a lot of money to have artificial intelligence, DeepSeek, things like that came out. That all proved to be, well, water under the bridge, perhaps. We'll have to see going forward. But NVIDIA, a lot of great contracts between them and countries in the Middle East. With the recent trip by President Trump, drummed up a lot of business for NVIDIA. Perhaps NVIDIA chips will be sent back to China once again in the coming days or weeks with a trade agreement between the US and China. So a lot to see there. So these are some of the names I wanted to highlight with the Mag 7. I think you could take a look at this group. I think you have to take a look at this group. I think you have to take a look at tech in general and add 1 or 2 names that you're seeing on your screen if you're looking for growth. And I think you need a market weight, or at least a pretty good component of technology to have really good growth, especially in a growth portfolio. And for those that are looking for good return, 8, 9, 10% or greater, technology is where we've been getting a lot of that growth. And I think where the growth is going to come in the coming years.